Studio Infinity.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, Inception, Interstellar, Memento, and The Prestige. Who was behind all of this? Many I would say. But who was in lead? Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is all about Christopher Nolan. Born in early 1970s in England, Nolan was one of three sons of a British father. Duh, we don't want to talk about that because that will not give us the key points to his adventure, to his journey, his story, which we identify as a success story. We all know he was a filmmaker, so straight away let's get down to his filmmaking. 1998, the film Following, which was black and white and with a small budget, took Nolan 14 months to complete it. This was unconventional due to its non-linear narrative scheme / altered chronology. Okay, last episode it was on Dick Fosbury, who went on to become great in sports using his unconventional strategies. This time, we speak about another successful man who again used to be unconventional since the very beginning. And boy, do we see some resemblance in these successful men. Back to Mr. Nolan. The year 2000. Nolan had his breakthrough in Hollywood with his movie Memento, a sleeper hit that he adapted from a short story that was written by his brother Jonathan. It used a destabilizing reverse order storyline to mirror the fractured mental state of its protagonist, a man with short-term memory loss who tries to track down the person who murdered his wife. This film stood out from the rest because it escaped the boundaries of the medium that it chose to tell, and its experience was not just fed into our heads, but it made it bleed around the edges. Nolan had his own way of stimulating the senses of the movie enthusiast with this one kind of movie making. Then in 2003, The Dark Knight trilogy. Warner Brothers enlisted Nolan to direct an installment of a movie franchise that we youth, at the moment, get to know him from. In 2005, here we go, Nolan begins with Batman Begins. And then in 2008, The Dark Knight, one of the most well-received movies of all time. Through both these Batman movies, Nolan brought the idea of a superhero from flying above the skyscrapers and experiencing mutations to a realism that a human heart can relate to. Along with Dark Knight and in 2012 with The Dark Knight Rises, the grand finale of the trilogy, Nolan showed the deep importance of their antagonist in the making of a superhero. One thing to learn from the movies, right? Challenges always shape us the most. 2010, the movie Inception. In the beginning of its making, Nolan realized that heist films are usually unemotional. They tend to be glamorous and deliberately superficial. He wanted to deal with the world of dreams and realized that he really had to offer the audience a more emotional narrative, something that represents the emotional world of somebody's mind. So both the hero story and the heist itself had to be based on emotional concepts. That took years for him to figure out. Even the viewers were filled with confusions that led them to brainstorm about dreams and reality. In a speech, Nolan man himself says, generally someone says something along the lines of, chase your dreams, but I don't want to tell you that because I don't believe in that. I want you to chase your reality. In 2014, interplanetary, interdimensional science fiction drama Interstellar, which grossed more than $650 million worldwide. These are only few of endeavors that Nolan has had in his career in filmmaking. He is always respected as a man of originality, thought, and creativity. This is how we get to read the story of the wonderful game changer, Christopher Nolan. Be different, reach places that others dare not to reach. Embrace the challenges because they shape us the most. Give your thoughts to anything you do to make it new. These were the things we learned from Nolan and his filmography. During the episode, it was said that Nolan was different in his storytelling. He was a genius. Well, in addition to that, maybe in the beginning he used his father's Super 8mm camera to make his short movies. Maybe later his brother Matthew got involved with him for it. Maybe he attended the University College of London and studied English literature. Maybe he started out by directing corporate and industrial training videos. Maybe he purposely made his first movie in black and white. And most importantly, maybe he is the greatest filmmaker of all time. This was Success Stories with Jananga. I'll meet you again. Till then, stay cool.
දැන්ම ස්ටුඩියෝ එක සබ්ස්ක්‍රයිබ් කර බෙල් අයිකන් එක ක්ලික් කරන්න.